This clip is from the Boundary Riders podcast, and if you do enjoy this, then make sure to check out the full episode out every single Wednesday morning on YouTube and Spotify.
Only 3,500 of them are like 8-year-olds who have never done this before. Let's move to some talk regarding the World Cup, and we start with the Socceroos. And what are your initial thoughts on the Socceroos being defeated against Egypt?
Oh, it was really heartbreaking to finish it off. I think there kind of needs to be a bit of question why Popovic decided to change the goalkeeper before the shootout. I think that was a huge call. But as I mentioned to you before, like he did that basically match day one by playing B and over Matt Ryan. And he worked well, and the other changes he made were perfect and it worked well. And he was basically gambling again. And this time it fell on down. He lost the penalty shootout. Matt Ryan didn't save anything. And it was not a great call from him.
No. I mean, I think when it happened, when it originally happened, I think a lot of Australian fans would be like, oh, okay, we don't mind this because what happened, a couple of years ago in the qualifiers with Matt Ryan being swapped out for Andrew Redmayne and in the game against Peru, and Andrew Redmayne had a massive penalty shootout.
Yeah.
When we first lost, we lost the penalty shootout and we went out. I was disappointed, but I was always like, we made a pretty good effort. But going further on this, I'm actually really disappointed on how we did. Like, we didn't score a goal after that first game. Yeah. Like, yes, we got that own goal, but we didn't score. I think we really underutilized the players that we had.
Yeah.
Like, we kept on playing Kunda at striker in the 2 games in a row. We have a prime forward that is looking to, take over the world, Mo Toure. He is dominating the championship for the end of the season. He's kicking hat-tricks for fun for Norwich. He had a really good first game. Second game, who did he have with him? Lecky and Velupile. Like, 2 players from the A-League. Yeah. Like, they dropped Kunda. That was a shock. And they dropped Metcalf when they both scored in that opening game. So I really put it on Tony Popovic. And I mean, we don't want to waste this. I know that people have said this, but we don't want to waste a new golden generation. This is our golden generation of our time. We had it in 2006. We got to the round of 16 and we got knocked out after Italy took a dive. Yeah. We could have taken them to extra time, but it took a dive. And that was our golden generation. And since then, I mean, we have overachieved in a lot of World Cups. So look at the last World Cup before this one. We had a terrible team. No one counted us for anything. Neither did we. And we had players like Matt Lecky, who, he's been a star for us. Like, I'm not discounting him, but he's not that player anymore. And he got injured in that game that he played, didn't play again. I just think that it was such a disappointment that we have this golden generation now. Volpato, I mean, maybe he wasn't match fit for the first game, but why wasn't he a part of that first? Like, he didn't even come on as a sub. And then he comes on as a sub in the second game. He plays well. So, I mean, what happens if he didn't play? What happens if he doesn't come on? We don't see him. Like, the only reason why he played the next 2 games is pretty much the whole public was like, he needs to play. Yeah. So they're like, okay, we'll play him, and then we're going to, because Toure didn't have a very good performance in the second game against the US, he's just on the bench now. He doesn't get to see it. And then in the game against Egypt, we looked promising when we were, we had Kunda on the ground and Volpato was showing some signs, but Egypt looked like they were in control. And then all of a sudden we finally bring on Mo Toure, but then both Kunda and Volpato come off the ground. And then, the whole situation with the shootout, I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say you can't really call out the people who took the shots, and it's just a lottery, really, if you get them or not. Yeah. I mean, unless you do outright just fuck it up, it's just a lot of pressure. So I don't really hold it, especially on Harrington. Like, the fact that none of the strikers stood up and said, I'll take the shot. Yeah. Like, for fuck's sake. Like, I don't even really blame... I mean, Toure, to an extent, he should be taking a penalty. But for one, why the fuck is Sutar taking the first one?
No, yeah, that was the one to set the tone. And
I mean, if they're going to pick a senior player, pick Jackson Irvine. Yeah. I mean, he literally took the next one and he nailed it. So why wasn't he doing it? Yeah. I think he should have taken the first one. Yeah. Sutar, I understand wanting to get a experienced figure to take the first shot, but I'm sorry, you don't give it to a centre half. No. Not a centre back.
And as I was saying to one person, back on the goalkeeper scenario, Beach is a player, as we saw through that last game, through the whole tournament. Confidence he exudes it. The amazing saves he did all tournament. Maybe save of the tournament was the one he saved in the 95th minute against Egypt to get us 2 extra time. But to sub him off after the enormous tournament he had, to give a player who hasn't saved anything in a month, who has been ice cold on the bench sitting there, for the 360 plus minutes of game time or whatever time game it was. That was you can't do that. It doesn't matter how good Matt Ryan has shown in Socceroos colours. To put him, basically, he's not cold. He's ice cold.
And you're putting him into the pressure cooker of a situation.
Of a situation like that. And it was.
And you can't blame Matt.
No.
Like, and this isn't to say like you're not proud of the Australian players that did what they did. I think they did really well for what they were given, but. And it's probably on the coach. Like Popovic, he did that. He got that one win against Turkey, which was massive. And then he was like, "I'm just going to do that every game. Just make these these outrageous changes, and hope they work." And unfortunately, it didn't. And he was so defensively minded. Like against the US and Paraguay. Like, yes, I understand Paraguay. No one wanted to score because they knew a 2-0 or draw would get them both through. So like, all right, we'll just play it out. And I think they showed like. The XG, which is like the expected goals, was the lowest all tournament in that game because they just didn't want to score. But against the US, we played such a terrible front three that it put no pressure on the US defense. They were like, "Oh, you're not going to play the lightning speed of Kunda against our defense. It's the only pressure that we could have. You're not going to play Metcalf, who was lasering balls around the ground in that first game. You're not going to bring on maybe Volpato, who showed when he was on the ground in that US game.
That first half against the US was just so different to what we saw in that first. That first half against the US was just so stagnant. There no pressure on the US defense. It's like it built the pressure, and the 2 goals they got were pretty simple.
Yeah, I mean the first one was the own goal from Burgess. And he wasn't seen for the rest of the tournament after that own goal, basically. And it's like, was it really his fault? I mean, he had a pretty good game the first one. I mean, I understand Harrington was coming in and he played brilliantly. Yeah. But he didn't really get a go after it either. Yeah. And then, Sutar and Chikati weren't going to get dropped. So I understand why they did it. But it felt like, he got dragged because he kicked an own goal. It's like he had a very good first game.
Yeah, and the last game against Egypt, Jordy Boss getting completely massacred and not getting a card, like that was just ridiculous anyway. But you just couldn't see you saw a bit of firepower from him during the Paraguay game, but he couldn't really get into I didn't feel like he could get into the tournament, really. There was a lot of games that...
But, I mean, is that him or is that...
No, I think that, I just think that maybe the formation we were going with was more defensive.
I think it was way too defensive. I think that we had a group and we had a first game in the round of 32 where we could have actually... We were shown something, but it felt like we kind of felt like we thought we couldn't win. So we have to play for the draw.
And the actual thing was that a lot of the Australians actually thought, this is actually a good result. We could have played Belgium. That would have been a horrible. We could have got. I think it was Iran. Iran, it would have been perfect because we've played them in the Asian qualifier in Asian football for a while now. But we had Egypt. We were playing a team that. Fans were actually confident we could actually, or at least perform well, and we did what we did against the US, and just didn't feel like we could.
It felt like they didn't believe it. It felt like Tony Popovic wasn't game enough to actually just say, "Go play." Like even against Turkey, that was the game we played so pragmatic because we thought that they were going to come at us, and they did, but. They had 30 shots and they didn't hit the top. I think they hit it 8 times. So Beach made some really good saves in that game, but also Turkey were just blowing them over the net, and they were pretty poor in that game too. But Australia, the only way we scored was we were pretty defensive, and then we got them on the counter with Nestori's goal, and then Metcalf hit one from outside the box. It was a very good finish, but we played very defensive, and it felt like that was the hard game. We have the US, who I thought we could have had a go at. And then Paraguay, I understand why we drew that. But Egypt as well, we should have, we could have won that game if we play well. And we didn't. And it's like we saw Mo Salah on the team. We're like, oh, fuck, we can't win this now. I mean, I understand we had to show him respect. But the rest of the Egypt team, who are they? Who the hell are on this team? Mo Salah wasn't in it for the first half. And all of a sudden he was like, oh, I've got to go win this for my team. Why didn't Popovic go, okay, we can win this now. We've got them 1-1, especially after that goal.
Yeah.
Let's get Mo Toure on the ground, get Volpato on the right, bring off Metcalf, because, I mean, not that he was playing bad, but he just doesn't have the pace and the creativity that the likes of Volpato and Irankunda have. Have them two fight, playing down the wings. I understand Boss was injured. I still think he was very good in some of the games. But have them two running at these defenders who are, I think most of them play in the Egyptian league. Like, who the fuck is in the Egyptian league? Run at them. These guys are world-class players. And just put some test the keeper. Felt like we didn't really test the keeper at all.
Yeah, I think I mentioned, but once we hit the 90th minute mark before the stoppage time, we just stopped. We're like, we allowed the pressure to come in, and we're just like, oh, we'll go to extra time, and then that's when Beach saved the hand of God.
Yeah,
that save, and then the first half of the extra time. It was horrible. We just were inviting the pressure, and it was straight away for the second half of extra time. We actually started going for it.
Yeah. And
I don't know why the break to be like, oh yeah, let's switch on.
Yeah, but unfortunately, we just couldn't do anything, and I was very disappointed. Anyway, enough about the Socceroos. Let's talk about the rest of the World Cup. And I mean, we have a perfect example of a team that we could have been like. This could have been us, Cape Verde. The fact that they challenged Argentina is amazing. This country is the smallest country in the World Cup. I don't even think they were formed until the 1960s as a solo nation, that I found out. Their goalkeeper is a 40-year-old who's playing in the second division of Portugal's soccer, football league. And they've just been the favourite of the World Cup. And they took it to Argentina. That is insane. They didn't park the bus. They took it to them. Like, I think they have a couple of players that are like around the world now that play like play in like the top 8 or 9 European leagues. Like I think one of them plays in Turkey for not Galatasaray or Fenerbahce, but one of the teams below them. But yeah, it's just this team did so well, and the fact that that it could have been us. Like if we actually showed the world what we were made of.
Yeah,
but not about us anymore. Cape Verde, what a World Cup they had. They didn't lose a game in the group stage. Yeah. And then they took it up. Like, I mean, no one expected them to do anything. If they went out 3-0 against Argentina, they still would have been the story.
Yeah.
But they took them to extra time, and they were close to getting it to penalties too. Absolutely insane. But you look at it now, Argentina are through. Can you believe that goalkeeper as well? It's the most followed goalkeeper in the world on Instagram. He's insane. It looks like they could be picked up by a Brazilian team, as like the Santos in the world. I don't think they're going to be picked up by them, but he could be picked up by someone crazy. Other results in the World Cup: Brazil lose 2-1 to Norway. Haaland he's there, isn't he? He's good. He's gonna have to carry him on his back, but he's getting him up. He shows how world class he is when he's
when he's
at his best.
Yeah.
Good sign. I mean, it was nice to see Brazil give Neymar a penalty in the last minute of the game. He scored his last goal. He has officially retired. So a champion of the game. He is now retired from from the Brazilian team. Mexico was so close against England. England got a red card. When was that? That was early in the game, I think. 54th minute. Kwanzaa. When they were 2-1 up, they got to 3-1 up with a Harry Kane penalty. Raul Jimenez got the goal in the 69th minute. And I watched the last few minutes of this game. England were hanging on, but Mexico just couldn't score.
Yeah.
So Mexico, that's the first time. I think it's England are the third ever country to beat them at the venue.
Yeah.
That they've played at. Absolutely crazy. And then we move to tomorrow's game, which is on Tuesday. So you guys already know the result of this. But Portugal up against Spain. Ronaldo, the old firm against the young Lamine Yamal. Portugal haven't been that great this tournament. I don't think they go through. I think it's going to be Spain.
You just don't know. You never know what a Portugal team does. They've done it before. That they've just been underestimated, and they somehow win those sort of games.
Yeah. I mean, we look at this as well. Do you think that anyone can beat France at this point?
No.
You think
France look too good.
Yeah.
Like maybe Argentina can go back to back. But I think records show they can't. But I think maybe the Cape Verde game might be the spark to be like, okay, now we actually do have to.
Yeah.
But France look on a completely different level.
Well, right now, the first parts of the round 16, there's still a couple of games to go tomorrow, which will be, the first game is Portugal v Spain. After that, we have USA up against Belgium. So USA against Belgium. I want to see Belgium win this, but let's talk about it. How the fuck can the president of the United States be able to change a decision on a soccer field?
Oh, it's pathetic. And so the red card that happened in the English game today, people are saying that wasn't a red. They're saying, well, FIFA should be standing that the ones be playing the next game.
I saw that. I think it should be a red card, by the way. But anyway.
Yeah, and they're saying, well, yeah, maybe if it wasn't, but they're saying that if they don't overturn it, it shows a double standard.
Yeah, well, I think it does. I mean, it's bullshit. I mean, the thing is, someone brought this up that Ronaldo got a very similar decision turned his way because he was supposed to before the tournament.
Yeah.
But I think Balogun's red card, it was pretty unlucky. I mean, when you look at that,
it wasn't a red.
I think it was unlucky. But the decision was already made. Unfortunately, you miss a game, bro.
Yeah,
that's not. You can't get
football. That's tournament football.
Yeah, you miss a game. You don't get the chance of Donald Trump can call me up and like, oh yeah, no, bro, no, Donald, I'll change the result for you, bro. I'll give you your player back. It's fucking ridiculous. I can't believe that was allowed. It's just fucking blatant cheating. But anyway, I really hope Belgium win tomorrow. And the other two games to go in the round of 16, Argentina against Egypt, Switzerland up against Colombia. Colombia are starting to build themselves into a very good team.
Yes, they are, yeah.
They've got
Luis Diaz,
James Rodriguez, who's just been there for forever.
Might be his last one as well.
Probably his last one as well. But I mean, they got Switzerland. I mean, I think if you're any team right now, you probably want Switzerland as the team to play.
I'd be going with Colombia winning that game.
So after that, we'd get to the quarterfinal. So at this moment in time, we've got a couple of games already decided, well, already made up. You got France against Morocco, massive game. Morocco, you don't expect them to, but they're going to give it
the French team, don't they? Or was it the other way around? No, yeah.
Oh, they've got a couple of French players that played with them.
But that's probably the biggest game. To be honest, yeah.
I think it's the biggest game of the round of 16. I think they are the biggest chance out of any team going on their side of the draw. They've got Portugal, Spain, USA, Belgium, and Morocco. I think Spain would be the only other team who could give them any trouble, France. So
yeah.
I think Morocco is probably their best. It's going to be very hard for them. Probably their first real test for France.
Yeah.
Then you've got Norway up against England. That's a big game because I don't think England have really performed very well.
And the thing is that England have seen Haaland for the last 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah.
They know what they're going to get. Sorry, who's the other one? It's in there.
You've got Oscar Bob. Martin Odegaard.
Odegaard, yeah. They've had two of the best Norway players play in English football.
Yeah.
They know it will be funny.
Yeah.
Like
there's quite a few City players in that England team.
Yeah.
You got Nico O'Reilly, John Stone. So a couple of the defenders, they're right there, ready to go. Norway, though, the celebrations we've been seeing post-game, they are kind of being the crowd favourite right now. Since Cape Verde went out, I wouldn't mind seeing Norway go all the way. I think, unfortunately, it's going to be France, though. They're going to be tough to beat. They've barely conceded. I don't think if they've conceded a goal all tournament. I'll have a quick look, but I'm pretty sure they have gone the whole tournament without conceding a goal because their defense has barely been it's almost like the Monstars, like the Monstars. They just don't get. We're just standing there at the net, bashing up all the Looney Tunes. I think that's basically how France are right now. Just having a quick look. So they conceded 1 against Norway and 1 against Cameroon or Senegal. So they've conceded 2 goals this whole tournament. Yeah, that they're going to win the whole thing. It's pretty unfair.
Yeah,
really.
I don't see France losing.
Yeah, I think they go all the way, unfortunately.